Welcome to Special Needs Palace, Faith and Action. My name is Eva, and in today's video we're going to look at a condition called dyspraxia, a condition that affects muscle control. Please click on the subscribe button and click on the notification bell for you to be notified anytime a new video is out. And for today, stay tuned and watch the video up to the end. Dyspraxia in simple terms refers to difficulty in muscle control. This individual, or rather this person, has difficulty in controlling their muscle, and this can affect movement and even language and speech. Because when you want to move from one place to another, you need first of all muscles that are strong enough to help you move from one point to another point. And also these muscles have to be flexible enough. Even when you want to move your neck, when you want to move your hand, you want to stretch it out, the muscles have to be flexible enough to enable you move your body around and even the other body structures that require to move. So when they're not flexible enough or strong enough, then your movement is affected. And in language and speech, you find that even the jaws of the oral jaws have to be flexible enough for you to be able to talk when you want to use speech as a mode of communication. So when the jaws are not flexible enough, let's say your mouth it has certain difficulties in controlling the muscles of the jaws, then you cannot be able to speak out. The muscles of the mouth or the oral muscles have to be flexible and strong enough to enable you to communicate through speech. And moving on, let's look at some of the characteristics that can show you an individual got dyspraxia. These are things that happen within an individual, or rather what an individual exhibits, and this could be showing that this individual could be having dyspraxia. And the first characteristics is that these individuals could be having or may have difficulty in controlling or coordinating both sides of the body. For example, in normal cases, or rather in typical cases, when you want to sign something, let's say you want to sign, this is a sheet of paper and this is a pen, and you want to sign something. Let's say this is your right hand, this is your left hand, and the book is placed on your left side. You'll simply take your pen and sign. But for this individual, this is not possible. They have to take this book and move it to the right side so that it can just flow, both events can flow on the right side of the body, because for them coordinating the left side and the right side, it's kinda difficult. So they have to move this sheet of paper to the right side of the body so that they can sign it if they are using their right hand. And if they are using the left hand, the same will apply. They'll move the sheet to the left side of the body so that they can use their left hand to sign. So it is difficult for them to coordinate the two sides of the body. Characteristic number 2 is poor eye-hand coordination. When you're doing something, your eye should coordinate with your hand and both of them should focus on what you are doing. But in this case, you find that, let's say for example, this is a glass holder and this is a glue. So when you want to put this glue in the glass jar, your eye will go with your hand on what you are doing by placing it. But you find that for an individual who got dyspraxia, their eye could be on something else and their hand is trying to find where the jar is so that they can place in the glue. They have poor eye-hand coordination. Another characteristic is that they have poor organization of self and even belongings. You find that this is an individual where you walk into their room and their clothes are all over, their bedroom, everything is scattered all over, and they are not even organized. Even with self, they do not know how to organize themselves, do their hair, put on nicely, sleeve their clothes nicely, and sometimes they can button their shirts, one button up, another. They are not well coordinated, so they have problem in planning self and even belonging. Another characteristic is that they are distressed by loud noise or constant noise. Constant noise is something like ticking of a clock. You see, when that clock keeps on ticking constantly, you find that noise distress them, and even noise that is so loud that they don't like and they're not comfortable with, they also get distressed. These individuals may also not choose toys that require skilled manipulation. They might just choose something as simple as this, and they'll just be walking and playing with it, rather than other kids who will choose something like coloring pencils and they want to color and shade with them. They will always choose that toy that is simple and doesn't have to be manipulated in any way. They also have problems or rather difficulties with their fine motor activities. Fine motor activities are activities like beading, like coloring within the picture, like let's say inside the picture, and also cutting on a straight line or cutting around a given picture or a given image. So their fine motor skills have some problems. These individuals are also irritated by clothes that are not comfortable to their skin. This includes clothes that are heavy, some clothes that are rough, or clothes that could scratch their skin. You find that they always are not comfortable with such clothes and they don't want them at all. And these individuals, because their movement is affected, they also have poor balance. When they're walking, you can think they might fall or they are going to hit themselves on something. So they have that poor balance. And the last point is that these individuals show some possible sensitivity to touch. When you touch them, you find that they could be sensitive. These are some of the characteristics that can show an individual has dyspraxia. There could be more various characteristics depending on the individual, because individuals are different, but these are some of the main characteristics that can show you this individual got dyspraxia. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next video. Please keep it here. Don't forget to subscribe and click on the notification bell, and also give the video a thumbs up. Thank you very much and see you next time.